今回の動画は東京オートサロンのタイミングに合わせて日本に来てくれた、クワンタムソレノイドのトミーさんにクワンタムソレノイドの生い立ちというか、どういうパーツかっていうようなことをちょっとインタビューするような動画を今回やってみようかなということで、この後のりさんにインタビューしてもらってトミーさんと語ってもらおうかなと思います。
Sure, let me introduce myself. My name is Tommy. I am the COO of Quantum Solenoid. Thank you for having me. The company started from a very beginning because we are very, very much into car culture, into performance. We started from owning Priuses, which we thought would be more energy efficient and more green for the environment. After owning the cars, we noticed that they're very, very slow. So from there on, we decided to expand what we can do with the Prius to give it more of a normal driving characteristics of how a vehicle should be driven. Because we in the past have always owned sports cars. So therefore, we need something a little more power to these vehicles, but hopefully at the same time to be green as well. The benefit of the Quantum Solenoid, what it does is it makes the advancement more reactive to the driver's inputs rather than a delay with the stock solenoids for some odd reason. Many customer has stated that with Toyota and a lot of Japanese vehicles, they have a tendency to be slow on acceleration, even with throttle inputs. And therefore, we notice that with the solenoids, we're able to transfer the mechanical and the electrical signals to the driver's demand based on throttle input.
So your product can control the latency, for instance?
Yes, that would be the case. So the latency of the system based on the ECU input to the output of the solenoids into the engine response, there seems to be always a delay. So enable for us to create a product that can cut down the latency and give the driver what it needs at the moment's notice is one of the key driving factors that we do first. The second part is how do you translate the electrical signals into mechanical signals? So that took a lot of time for us to develop. This is what the Quantum Solenoid is. So you'll notice that as many of the solenoids, the OEM electrical motor portions are much, much smaller. Due to cost reasons, we assume that they have to cut costs to find a way to meet the ECU demand versus engine and driver demand. So therefore, we decided, let's test with a larger EM motor to translate the electrical signals into the mechanical signals to advance or retard the power needed for the driver in an instant.
Oh, that's interesting. Because of the cutting the cost, might affect something right?
Cost is always a main factor for any vehicle manufacturer because enable for them to be profitable, they must cut costs at certain parts to be able to produce and make sure they make profit. We, on the other hand, we feel that costs can be cut, but need to be at the right place. Our parts use aerospace aluminum and aerospace grade products to create what's needed. Therefore, cost is not an object in our book. What do I see in the Japan market for Quantum Solenoid? I believe that our product can greatly benefit a lot of customers with different type of vehicles. Ranges from the Prius, which is the most popular, to just about any sports car that's within the Japanese market, not to mention global markets for Japanese vehicles. One of the biggest benefit is having the correct advancement due to throttle input and driver input. They will feel the car is putting more power, especially within the range and driving condition based on what they like and what they need. Therefore, what it translates to is a better combustion, better efficiency, and at the same time, you'll see you will have a much better gas efficiency comparing to using just a standard OEM solenoid. What type of car would benefit from the Quantum Solenoid is very simple. Majority of the cars, such as like the Prius, we all know you have two motors. You have the engine, you will also have the electrical, the hybrid system. Now, most gasoline cars don't have that. All they have is just the engine. Now, the engine technically can produce more power, but due to the latency and due to the combustion ratio that in our testing that we see its lack of certain power requirements. So enable for us to adjust that, we have to adjust the advancement part of it. And on top of that, you will see a lot of benefits for both vans, SUVs, sports car definitely, even off-road vehicles. Because a lot of times when you're on elevation, your engine isn't quite getting where the advancement needs to be able to have enough lower end torque to push against the elevation. Or if you have too much weight in the vehicle, the engine can and cannot pull that much weight without engine advance to a certain point to get to where you need to have what the power is. Our future market goal, depending on what the customer's needs. Any vehicle that we come across, if customer have certain requirements that they feel the car needs, we would tend to provide a solution for that particular vehicles. Our future goal is very simple, is gasoline cars can be efficient as well as hypercars. To do that, basically it just means how we able to advance our products to reach a broader market and to give them a correct timing adjustment to their cam timing, enable for them to get the power they need and the fuel efficiency that they also ask for. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.